that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
You know. Not your average nigga, I'm a guy out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them chains. Yeah. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still want us think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't.
Yeah, family, what's going on? Welcome. I am Brother King Cam, host of the Campaign TV show, family, and tonight we're going to be discussing the mass shooting that took place in Texas just yesterday. We're going to be talking about the mass shooting that took place in Texas yesterday. This is actually part 2. We did a short, condensed call-in show yesterday, but I wanted to reach out again to the community to get your thoughts and your feedback on this particular situation. There's much to discuss and much that is going on. So everybody who is tuned in right now, what I need you to do is I need you to go ahead and share this out, family. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Let's get as many people engaged onto the broadcast as possible. So let me go ahead and share this out as well. While we're sharing this out, what I want to do is I want to drop 400 Years, a record by Brother Ben X, man, featuring the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and we're going to tap in. I'm sorry, family. Let me fix myself. It's not 400 Years. This is Boom by Brother Ben X. I had 400 Years in here before, so I keep changing out the music, but this is Boom by Brother Ben X.
We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Look, devils prayed for my doom, won't apologize for the boom. To answer your question, I'm rapping, I'm wrecking, yeah, mixtape coming soon. You didn't expect me to fly, really don't know why. Got it by the most high, I ain't even gon' lie. Yeah, God made me a star, then he blessed me with a car. That's a clean black vid, yeah, he making me a vid. My brother tried to throw shade, we ain't even got dead. Hating cause I'm getting paid, the teachings got a brother said.
It gives me pain, bigger than any hypocrite or envious believer that did not like me. I don't give a damn who don't like me. If Allah loves me, what do I care?
We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom.
I just had to tell him and keep it 100. All praise to Allah, I came out the junk. Know you my brother, no matter the money. We back on the north and they know I'm a hummer. Cause we was abandoned down in the slums, yeah. 12 years old with a gun, yeah. My mama wrecked it like a drag strip. She shot a bird at the judge, yeah. Who are you the judge, yeah? I was on painkillers, feeling nauseous. Slave blood in my arms, yeah. I got the rotor guard in my heart, yeah. Hitting switches
on the mothership, but turn the whip to a jumbotron, yeah. When I get it in, wrong, yeah.
Bow my head and say my grace before I take a breath and then I get it
in, yeah.
I'm sorry, beans in a tin, yeah. The putting rims on the beans, yeah. Cracking atoms in the laboratory, I'm a scientist with a big head.
Angel of God, took a little bit of time to open up my wings, yeah.
We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Boom, boom, they weren't prepared for the boom. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room. Devils prayed for my doom, they weren't prepared for the boom. We used to stay in one room, Almighty God made room.
There you have it, family. There you have it. That's that boom by brother Ben X, man, featuring brother Shaquem Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan family. So make sure that y'all share this out, man. Shout out to, let's see who we got in the comment section, man. Shout out to brother William Muhammad. Shout out to that brother, man. He shared this broadcast out as well. Appreciate that, dear brother. Sister Giselle, who's always a supporter of the show. Appreciate you, sister. Peace and blessings to you. Shout out to Terry Hamilton in the building. Peace and blessings to you. Who else is in here? So, man, yeah, we just shouting everybody out, family. We appreciate everybody who's checking in right now. And man, yeah, we wanna jump right into our discussion tonight, fam. We want to jump right into our discussion tonight as it pertains to the mass shooting that took place in Texas. I want to pull up a couple of articles here because I think it's very important, especially because media is very important in all aspects of life. Media is very important in all aspects of life, so much so that it is listed as one of the weapons of war. I'm going to say it again. Media is so important that it's listed as one of the weapons of war. And I think that's a key understanding to have when it comes to media, because what we're looking at right now is the use of media in war, right? The use of media in war. So I want to pull up a article from the New York Post, right? I want to pull up an article from the New York Post. I'm going to give the family an opportunity to call in as well. So you can be able to give your thoughts. You'll be able to give your perspective. I want to hear what you all have to say about what is going on in America today. Because just last week we was dealing with the Buffalo mass shooting. And 7 days later, a week later, we are back again with the same thing. And I don't know if y'all have seen the Steve Kerr. If we have seen the Steve Kerr post-game breakdown where he was asked about the shooting, right? I don't know if you saw what President Biden had to say about the Texas mass shooting. But to me, as the commander-in-chief, you should have a better understanding of what's going on. Now, he tried to chalk it up to gun lobbyists, right? And gun control. That's what he was resting and putting the blame on, the fact that those who would like to protect their Second Amendment rights are putting their Second Amendment right protection over the lives of children. But I want y'all to look at the narrative that's being painted about the shooter and how media creates these type of things. Shout out to the family that's coming in. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all like and y'all share. Okay? So let me pull this up. Okay, so this is the article from the New York Post. This is the article from the New York Post. And it said page. See, y'all see it said page unresponsive. I don't know. Look. See? Here come the BS. All right, let's see if it worked now. Y'all witnessing this right now. Y'all seeing what's happening right now. But I'm trying to get this New York Post article to pull up, and it's not pulling up. Okay, so it says, look, what we know so far about Salvador Ramos, the suspected Texas school shooter. So this is him. The 18-year-old gunman who allegedly shot and killed 19 school children and 2 adults at a Texas elementary school cryptically messaged a stranger, "I'm about to," just hours before he opened fire on the children. Salvador Ramos was identified as a suspect. Oh, come on. All these stupid pop-ups. Well, Salvador Ramos was identified as the suspect in the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in El Valde. I think that's how you pronounce it. El Valde on Tuesday, Texas Governor Greg Abbott said. He was killed by police after the shooting. Now, the first thing I would like to say is, how do you kill him after the shooting at this elementary school, but you don't kill the other shooter in Buffalo after he opened fire on black people? I'm just asking questions. He's killed. This one that opened up fire in an elementary school is killed, but the one who opened fire on black people in Buffalo, New York, is taken into custody without incident. And some of the things that I know about the U.S. government is that they are liars, they are schemers, they are wicked deceivers. And if they killing somebody, best believe there is an intentional reason behind why. So why leave the shooter alive from the Buffalo shooting, but kill the one from the Texas shooting? These are just questions, okay? Ramos, who attended the town's high school, reportedly shot his 66-year-old grandmother before driving to the school and armed with a handgun and 2 legally purchased rifles. I want y'all to remember that. Ramos, who attended the town's high school, reportedly shot his 66-year-old grandmother before driving to the school armed with a handgun and 2 legally purchased rifles. I want y'all to store that in your memory bank. The evening manager at a Wendy's in Uvalde, where Ramos worked, told CNN that the teen kept to himself mostly. Now y'all notice that this is always the framework. This is always the thing when they get ready to dress somebody up for mental illness, when they are dressing somebody up for a sympathetic campaign, when they've already killed the person, so the person can't speak on their own behalf. So now the media has to create a narrative. They have to create a behalf for this person. Now look at this now. It says he felt like the quiet type, the one who doesn't say much. He didn't really socialize with other employees, Adrian Mendez told the outlet. He just worked, got paid, came in to get his check. A young woman who worked with him until March admitted she noticed an aggressive streak. He would be very rude towards the girls sometimes, and one of the cooks threatened them by asking, "Do you know who I am?" And he would also send inappropriate texts to the ladies. The former co-worker told the Daily Beast on condition of anonymity. At the park, there'd be videos, of him trying to fight people with boxing gloves. He'd take them around with him, he said. Here is everything we know about the gunman. Okay, now remember, he had 2 legally purchased assault rifles. Remember that. An Instagram account believed to be Ramos contained photos of guns and selfies. The account with the username Salvador _ was taken down after Abbott released the name of the suspected mass shooter. Why is his Instagram account taken down after they released the name of the mass shooter if the mass shooter is dead? You can't go and cyber bully somebody who's already dead. So why would you take down the social media account? Just want y'all to hear what I'm saying now. I just want y'all to track this. I want y'all to track what I'm saying. Okay? He traveled to this elementary school with 2 legally purchased assault rifles. That's number 1. Number 2, they're laying the base for mental illness. They're talking about the co-workers from the Wendy's that he worked at. Said he didn't talk to nobody, kept to himself, just worked and got his paycheck. He was slightly aggressive, said inappropriate things and sending inappropriate texts to the women that worked there. He don't look like none of the women that worked there had his phone number. So how was he sending inappropriate texts? That's neither here nor there. Anyway, so they're laying the base though, family. They're laying the base now. All right. So now they saying that his Instagram account has been taken down, and said the governor had his Instagram account taken down after they released his name to the press, but he was dead. So what is the point? What's the logic behind removing the Instagram account after the person is dead? There's plenty of people that die all the time. They don't remove their Instagram accounts. I can see if this was a situation of him still being alive. They don't want him being bullied. They don't want people saying inappropriate things on his Instagram account because he's alive. His family, friends, they can still see this. Somebody may be operating for him. That makes a lot more sense. But for you to take a deceased person who has passed away, their Instagram will no longer be active, and you remove it. I mean, immediately remove it. Not a couple days, but you remove it ASAP. Red flag. All right. It says the account's single grid post features 3 photos: a mirror selfie of Ramos in a sweatshirt, a grainy black and white close-up of his face, and a first-person shot of a person holding a firearm magazine in their lap. The same account shared a photo of 2 rifles laying side by side to his stories. The account tagged another user in the photos. That user said Ramos was a total stranger who tagged her in the gun photo and messaged her that he got a little secret. Now, you know what? I'm not going to go there. The Instagram user who said she doesn't live in Texas questioned why he tagged her in the pic of the rifles and said she found it scary that he tagged her. You going to repost my gun pics? That Salvador account direct messaged the girl on May 12th. So we're going to skip through this, right? But he's supposedly having a conversation with a young lady about this. She says, "What your guns got to do with me?" She replied. He said, "Just wanted to tag you." He said back. Then at 5:43 a.m. Tuesday, Salvador messaged her, "I'm about to." She claimed now that this is a complete stranger. But if a complete stranger just texts me out of the blue, I'm going to say, "Who is this?" Not, "What do your guns got to do with me?" That's not going to be my response back. That's just not going to be your typical response back to a stranger. If a stranger messages you, first thing you're going to say, "Who is this? You got the wrong person. I don't know anything about that." Especially when he was sending you pictures of guns that could potentially have you incriminated, right? Like anything dealing with a crime, you want to make sure that you extremely far away from the situation. So her response was, "What your guns got to do with me?" Then it said at 5:43 a.m. he messaged her, "I'm about to," and the girl asked him about to what? I thought she ain't know him. I thought she ain't know who this guy was, but she having a whole conversation with him. So let's scroll on down because this goes through all of the stuff that happened, but we want to know how he ultimately ended up with these 2 assault rifles that were bought and paid for legally. So let's see what he got going on. Said he shot the grandmother. You feel me? The grandmother said she didn't know nothing about the gun. So here we go right here. Ronaldo Reyes, 72, Ramos' grandfather, told ABC News he was unaware that his grandson had purchased 2 AR-style rifles or that they were in the house. Being a convicted felon, it is illegal for Reyes to live in a house where firearms are present. I didn't know he had weapons. If I had it known, I would have reported it, Reyes says. Now, this man is 18 years old in a high school. Go to high school. Where does he get the money to purchase 2 assault rifles from? Brother work at Wendy's. How is he going to be able to pay? How is he going to be able to pay for these weapons? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. How is he going to pay for the weapons, family? How? Where'd he get the money from? AR-15 is not cheap. Matter of fact, let's pull up some prices. We can pull up prices. We got internet right here. Let's see how much these AR-15s cost. He bought 2 of them. He bought 2 AR-15s. Shoot. He bought 2 AR-15s, family. Working at Wendy's, he bought 2 AR-15s. So let me see. Boom. See, we're going to go right on here and see how much he paid for these. Because he had to buy 2 AR-15s and then he had to go and get body armor. Now, I don't know. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this. No, y'all can't see it. All right, family, hold on. We about to pull up prices for AR-15s. We got to figure this out because they're not going to hoodwink us, bamboozle us, have us run amok and led astray. Now, look at this. On guns.com, you can get the starting prices are $1,079.99. Starting. This is 30 rounds, semi-automatic. Starting at $1,079.99. The brother work at Wendy's. Okay. You got some that's a little bit cheaper. Okay. We scroll down. We see some a little bit cheaper for $800. $850. You know what I'm saying? They even got one for $5 something. But he ain't had these. They got pictures of these, so we know he ain't had these. He had some more. His joints look like this. He had some expensive AR-15s. He didn't have no cheap AR-15s because they showed the picture in the article. So how did he get the money to purchase these AR-15s on top of the body armor that he had? How? Don't make sense. Does it make sense, family? Don't make sense. I don't think it makes sense. All right. So now Grandpa said he didn't know he had the weapons. Ramos claimed that there were no red flags on the morning of the shooting. The grandfather downplayed Ramos' disputes with his grandmother, saying that the two had a tiff over the payment of the phone bill, rather than Ramos being a dropout. So now they got conflicting stories. And here we go. Now we get to it. Ramos had no criminal history, but it said Ramos had no criminal or mental health history. The teen gunman had no known criminal or mental health history. No known criminal or mental health history, said Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The gunman was 18 years old and reportedly a high school dropout. And emotional, Abbott told the press conference, reportedly, there has been no criminal history identified yet. He may have had a juvie record, but that has yet been determined. Ramos also had no known history with mental health issues, Abbott said, adding that the only information that was known in advance was posted by the gunman on Facebook shortly before the violence. The first post, which was posted approximately 30 minutes before Ramos reached the school, was about wanting to shoot his grandma, the governor said. Now look, now they're getting ready to lay the base. You feel me? They're about to lay the base now. They said he had no history of mental illness, but look, now they about to say that he exhibited disturbing behavior leading up to the rampage. So they saying that he didn't have no existing mental health, but he showed disturbing behavior leading up to the rampage so they can circle the wagon. They trying to circle the wagon, family, because they're going to bring it all the way back to say that he possibly had mental illness that nobody was aware of. That's where they're going with this. They get ready to say on the news that he might have had mental illness that no one was aware of. Remember now, he's dead, so he can't speak on his behalf as to what was really going on. He can't speak on that. So now others have to create his own narrative. And this is why I said at the beginning what media is used for and why media is so important, because they're using it to create a narrative that fits what they needed to do. Okay? So it says that he Ramos' friend Santos Valdez Jr., 18, said the two had been close, playing video games and basketball regularly until his friend's behavior began to deteriorate. At one point, he recounted Ramos showed up at a park with scratch marks across his face and said he had been attacked by a cat. Then he told me the truth that he cut up his face with knives over and over. See? They setting this up. And he was like, I was like, you're crazy, bro. Why would you do that? He said Ramos told him it was just for fun. The friend said he last interacted with Ramos just 2 hours before the attack at Robb Elementary in El Velde. The two messaged on Instagram where Valdez reshared a meme that said, "Why the F is school still open?" according to the Washington Post, which reported that Ramos replied, "Facts, and that's good though, right?" Valdez reportedly wrote, "I don't even know. I don't even go to school." But Ramos never responded to the message or even opened it, he said. So now he was reportedly bullied in school. So you see what's happening, family? You see now as they continue to build this narrative of this once quiet, isolated individual who never had a criminal record, never had any on record documentation of any mental health, but per witness interaction of family members and friends, he started to show disturbing behaviors. Now he was bullied in school. And hold on, let's get to the other part too. This is the last piece I want, and then I want to go ahead and get y'all on here. Oh, they don't mention it in this article. Hold on. Oh, they might. Hold up. Because they tried to talk about him not having no money. They're going to him being bullied. Okay, so they don't go into the lack of funds. But they try to use that too. They try to say that because he didn't have no money, he grew up poor, and the type of clothes that he wore to school, this all justified the fact that he decided he was going to go into an elementary school and start killing people. So you see them laying the base. And this is why I mentioned earlier the importance and the strength of media if we don't watch out. Okay? If we don't watch out. This is what happens. So we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention, family. Does that make sense? Is that making sense? Now, let me get here with this because this is important to what's happening today. Everything that you see today is based on things that were talked about in this book, The Fall of America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So if you don't have this black family, I need you to get it. If you don't have this black family, I need you to get it. Now, this is an older one, so the other ones, the newer ones, are not going to have this blue cover. It's not going to be blue. The newer ones are going to be black and red, but it's the same exact wording, same exact information. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about the destruction of America, and whether it's these mass shootings, whether it is the attitude of the society, whether it's the economics, whether it's the educational system, whether it is drought and famine, whether it's pestilence, it's all under the fall of America. So I want to read chapter 22 that says, "Savagery of America. The great country of America and her great richness, great institutions and her great towns and cities is spread out like a blanket over the surface of the Western Hemisphere, with her tall buildings going upward over 100 stories. The great architects and building engineers have become such experts at building to precision that it makes their past history of 2,000 and 4,000 years ago look like child's play. Her land is shadowed with the wings of her many planes, which cover her almost like a cloud. The great and wonderful work of science on the earth and in the air, her great mighty fleets afloat on the high seas, on the surface and below the surface, her great scientific mechanical communication system. Yet with all of this might of skill in engineering or building, the country of America displays and practices much savagery than any civilized country on the earth. And all of her educational institutions are not enough to make a man so intelligent and proud of his education and of being an American citizen that he would not practice the same savagery. There's no such thing as law and order. This is key. There's no such thing as law and order. The law is disregarded as though it were thrown in the jungles to be carried out by savage beasts. Murdering, killing, robbing, raping, and drug addiction are the only law and order that is respected. Now, if I did not just describe in the fall of America the societal conditions, the environment in which America has created, I don't know what I just said. Did I or did I not just lay out for you the environment in which America has created? I'm going to read it again. There's no such thing as law and order. We have just witnessed 2 mass shootings back to back. There's no such thing as law and order, as we've witnessed the unarmed murder of black people by domestic terrorists on Facebook, as we've witnessed the unarmed murder of multiple black people via body cam, as we've witnessed the unarmed murder of black people via satellite. We have seen how law and order does not exist in America. I want you to hear me. The law is disregarded. The law is disregarded. The law is disregarded as though it were thrown in the jungles to be carried out by savage beasts. Murdering, killing, robbing, raping, and drug addiction are the only law and order that is respected. This is America, family. This is what you live in. This is what you wake up in. This is what you stand up and have a pledge of allegiance to. This is what they send our military troops out in order to fight for. This is what they're fighting for. This is what they're losing their lives for. This is what they're losing their minds for. This is what they're losing their physical bodies for, and come back to that same country and are treated as if they were nothing. This is America, family. This is what's happening. It has become such a country that the civilized man of intelligence and decency is afraid to walk the streets of the vast towns and cities of America. He will be more secure in the jungles around and in the midst of wild beasts than to be walking in the streets of these great cities in America after night. Groups of robbers and murderers, killers and dope addicts are prowling the streets night after night to exact their evil intentions upon the innocent. This is a mob of savages that the intelligence and decent women should not dare venture out among. And if we see such women walking around, they are a part of this savage people. This is America, family. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote this in the fall of America. And this is what we see. This is what we see happening. This is why you have the president talking about he don't understand what's going on. He don't have a clue as to why these different mass murders and shootings keep happening on American soil. This is an American homegrown tradition. This is a problem in America. You don't have this type of stuff that go on in other countries. Not saying you don't have stuff that go on in other countries. Not saying you don't have raping, robbing, pillaging, all of that stuff that go on in other countries. I'm not saying that. But what we're talking about is here in America, the greatest nation on the planet Earth. The most powerful nation on the planet Earth. The most sophisticated nation on the planet Earth. You are supposed to have civilized human beings in this country. It'd be different if you lived in the third world, and in the third world, you had lack of resources and things of that nature that pushed you into a savage state. But America's supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave, This is supposed to be where you can come and live the American dream. But is it really a dream? Not to black people in America, because the white man's dream is the black man's nightmare. The white man's dream is the black man's nightmare. This is what's going on. This is what's going on, family. So, boom, bro, boom. Look at this now. This is all in the fall of America. This is all in the fall of America. This is what is happening today. This is what is happening today. See? This has all been prophesied. All of this in the fall of America, family. All of this has been prophesied. So listen, I need those to hit up and light up the comment section, man. Everybody that's in here, I need y'all to like to share. I'm your brother, King Cam. I'm the host of the Campaign TV show where we have real conversations with real people. Today, we are discussing part 2 of the Texas mass shooting. What are your thoughts? What's going through your mind at this time? How can we secure our children? Because all of those who have children in public schools should be worrying about if they send their children to school. Will there be a shooter come into the building? Will there have a mass shooter come into the building and start killing people, family? This is a real question today. This is a real question today. So I need you to hit the comment section. Let me know how many people would like to call in and give their thoughts. Who would like to call in and give their thoughts, family? Because I think it's very important that we listen to the people, that we hear what you all have to say, because I want to hear from you all and understand what's going through your mind. Because all of this stuff can be so mentally traumatic. All of this stuff can be so mentally traumatic. See? And we haven't even gotten to, and I want to pull up where in the fall of America, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad goes into the war, because that's important too. Because we're seeing what's happening over there in Ukraine, in Russia now, but also there has been a tiff. There has been a tiff with China. America has said that if China was to move on Taiwan, that America would engage China militarily. I want y'all to hear that now. I want you to hear that now. If Taiwan is aggressed upon by China, America said they would intervene militarily. And the Chinese responded and said, now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Don't violate what we have in place. Don't violate what we have in place. It's not going to be good for you. China's trying to warn them it's not going to be good for you. See? What are your thoughts, family? What are your thoughts? Here's the call-in number right here, 678-719-2162. 719-2162, area code 678, family. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I want to pull up where the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. 231. Boy. There we go. Thank you, dear Holy Apostle. The Messiah. Come on now. Come on now. Get them. Thank you, Mahdi. So look, chapter 56. Chapter 56 in Fall of America. The Mahdi writes, what will be the end of the war? Because this is also prevalent. There's a war happening on two fronts right now. It's a war happening on two fronts. You got the war overseas. America's getting ready to get dragged into. They already done sent over a bunch of money over to Ukraine, trying to support Ukraine. But now they done had this little tiff with China. What will be the end of the war? The minister said that America will be dragged into war. What will be the end of this war? It says, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaking, many of you may think that if America ends her war in Asia, this will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. Perhaps someday there may be a lull in the war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about a cessation of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Not at this time. There is still the Cold War in Berlin between America and Russia and in other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. Europe will become a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophets have predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Now, understand that America has vested interest in Taiwan. America has vested interest in Taiwan. The messenger just stated that America must come out of Asia or what? Be thrown out. America must come out of Asia or what? Be thrown out. So if they move to engage China after China deals with Taiwan, America will be thrown out of Asia. I'm just here to tell you. I'm just here to tell you, family. America will be thrown out. Each America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, is seeking to maintain their rule over the nations of the earth and even to conquer outer space. This will not last long. In their travel and investigation into space, Allah God is permitting them to peep into his great unequal creation of power and might, the heavens and the earth. The Holy Quran teaches that when Allah gets ready to destroy a people, he opens the doors of heaven to them. He gives them a peep into his great wisdom and secrets, but this does not mean that this adds power to the enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reasons for all of this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. See? So you got the Cold War in Berlin, you got America and Russia. This was mentioned in the fall of America way back in the 50s and the 60s, family. In the 50s and the 60s. This is what's going on. Manifesting itself in 2022. Now listen to this. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in Fall of America on page 234, there is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man in the future of America, for America has no future for herself. I'm going to say it again. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man in the future of America, for America has no future for herself. She will not be able to win the war. The scholars and the scientists know that America cannot win. It is not just I alone saying this. Scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win, and we know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. This is heavy stuff, family. If it were just Russia, China, Vietnam, and Korea using their judgment of how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win, for she has much as they have in war material and scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth and to fight them from there, but she would not be able to go out of the atmosphere of earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a way station in the air or on the moon, for she would not be able to use it against us, for the divine plan is set to destroy her. America can't win the war, family. America's about to be dragged into war, but she's not gonna win. America's about to be dragged into war, but she's not going to win. The fall of America. So when you see the mass shootings going on, when you see all of these different things taking place, understand you're witnessing the fall of America. Understand you're witnessing the fall of America. Huh? So, family, what are your thoughts on the Texas mass shooting? What are your thoughts on the Texas mass shooting, family? I want y'all to call in. Let me go ahead and get the call in number. Let me set everything up. Got the Bluetooth set up. So we locked in now. Okay, cool. We now discoverable. Let me go ahead and lock that in. And then I want y'all to call up, family. So in the process of doing that, let me see what we got over here. Let's pull this clip up while we waiting. While we're waiting, I want to pull this clip up because I think it's important. Because you think that this is a game. And you think somebody playing with you. Like the minister said. Hold up. Play these words in Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Help us get an understanding of what's going on. All right, brother minister.
Killer? You think you're going to get away with that crap? Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. See, you don't believe this white man is your enemy. So what God is going to do, since you have become an enemy to yourself, God is going to turn this white man loose on you. Since you like to kill, well, you can't out-kill him. God got something for him, but he going to make him whoop the hell out of you. Mark my words. When you see it happening, remember, you heard it here. And wherever you are, in the dope den, in the whorehouse, in the freak house, when it hits you, remember, I better go get myself together. For some, it'll be too late. But for others, those that it's too late for will be examples for the rest of you. He's going to come in your house and start killing the members of your family. I'm just going to put it to you because I ain't going to waste another bit of damn time with you. Because I'm not no damn entertainer sitting here making you feel good and you go out and living that damn life that you living and you think you can come back here and play me. I said he's coming in your house and start taking out members of your family that you love and the better ones among you and leaving the worst ones to suffer. You're going to be all right.
Come on, brother minister. Come on now. Let them know. See, that's the time. That's the time we in, family. That's the time we in. See, most of us didn't believe that we got an enemy out here. And this is why they continue to take advantage of us. This is why we continue to go to them today. There are people organizing marches to go to our enemy and beg them to put policy in place that's going to help you protect yourself from them. There are literally black people about to do that. There are black people out here who are about to go to the enemy and beg him to protect you from him. But that's not the will of God. That's not the plan that Allah has in place. He wants you to separate from your enemy, not go to your enemy and beg him to protect you from him. No, God is turning him on you so that you will know that you got an enemy. He wants you to understand that you have an enemy. Everything in creation. See, everything in creation has a natural enemy. Everything. See, you got the bird, you got the snake, you got the dog, you got the cat, you got the gazelle, you got the lion. Everything in nature has a natural enemy. So who is the natural enemy to the black man? Who is your natural enemy, brother? Because obviously you don't know. So you need to be taught. And the minister just broke it down. I'm going to play it again. Just so we can get an understanding. See? Because I don't think we hear what's going on. Come on, brother minister. I'm gonna play it again, family, so we can understand what's going on. You don't think that you got an enemy. So somebody gotta explain it to you, break it down. Y'all thought that the minister was just talking bad on white people. He ain't know what he was talking about because you got a couple of good white friends. You know, a couple of white people. You got some white people in your family. We ain't talking about them. If it don't apply, let it fly. But we are talking about the white nationalists, though. We are talking about the white wise ones. We are talking about them. We are talking about the Margaret Sangers and those who carry her ideology. We are talking about the white supremacists. That's who we talking about. The Joe Bidens of the world, the Bill Clintons of the world, the Hillary Clintons of the world, the ones that smile in your face and look to stab you in the back. Those are the ones we talking about. But you ain't believe that. You thought the minister was off his rocker. So tell him again, brother minister.
Family member messing up, so you gonna kill somebody. I don't know whether the woman innocent or guilty, but you're gonna take a woman out of her house and kidnap her and kill her? You think you're gonna get away with that crap? Now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. See, you don't believe this white man is your enemy. So what God is going to do, since you have become an enemy to yourself, God is going to turn this white man loose on you. Since you like to kill, well, you can't out-kill him. God got something for him, but he going to make him whoop the hell out of you. Mark my words. When you see it happening, remember, you heard it here. And wherever you are, in the dope den, in the whorehouse, in the freak house, when it hits you, remember, I better go get myself together. For some, it'll be too late. But for others, those that it's too late for will be examples for the rest of you. He's going to come in your house and start killing the members of your family. I'm just going to put it to you because I ain't going to waste another bit of damn time with you. Because I'm not no damn entertainer sitting here making you feel good and you go out and live in that damn life that you live in and you think you can come back here and play me. I said he's coming in your house and start taking out members of your family that you love and the better ones among you, and leaving the worst ones to suffer.
That's it. That's it. All right, family. So look, I'm done. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Family. So listen, you can call in. The call-in number is 678-719-2162. Family, the call-in number is 678-719-6. Hold on. Shoot, I messed up. Trying to be too fast. 2162. The call-in number is 678-719-2162. All right, you can call in, family, and go ahead and give your thoughts on the mass shooting in Texas. I want to pull up what Joe Biden said, but I want y'all to call up. All right. So let's see. 678-719-2162, family. Who would like to call in? Who would like to be the first caller to give their thoughts? Calling numbers up on the screen. You're able to go ahead and dial that. You can call in. Let me know what city, what state you're from. And then when you call in, family, when a person is on the phone, do not call while a person is on the phone. Okay? Do not call while a person is on the phone, because I'm not able to answer while I'm on the phone with somebody else. So if you would like to call in and give your thoughts on the Texas shooting, then what I would like for you to do is to dial the number 678-719-2162. All right, family? 678-719-2162. Want to hear from y'all. Want to hear what's going on in your mind. What are your thoughts on the massacre? We know it was elementary school children, things of that nature. So, oh man, it's a lot to digest. It's a lot of mental trauma, man. All the death, all the destruction, people dying. I was hearing something about monkeypox. I don't even know what that is, but that's taking people out from what I've heard. COVID taking people out. So it's a lot going on, family. It's a lot. So how are you able to process it? What are you doing to combat it? And what are your thoughts? Are you taking your children out of public schools? What are your thoughts? I mean, this is life or death at this point. So we got to start making some executive decisions. And this is life or death. This ain't play. So we got to start making some executive decisions based upon what we know the facts to be. All right, so you can call in number 678-719-2162. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, I ain't got no sound right there. Let me do this. Nope, that's this. All right. So, family, who would like to call in now? I'm giving you the opportunity. The phone lines are open. I'm giving you the opportunity to call in 678-719-2162. You have the opportunity to call in, give your perspective, share a few words on what your thoughts are on the Texas shooting that took place yesterday. I believe they said it was 18 people shot. 18 people shot in the Texas massacre of yesterday at an elementary school. And this is the thing, because you got a lot of people now being herded towards this gun control thing. You're being herded towards this whole situation where they're talking about metal detectors in the schools. And this is one of the things that always took me aback about the metal detectors, because when you go into white schools, when you go into schools that are in privileged areas, you don't have no metal detectors in the schools. You don't have metal detectors in the schools in high society. But the problem is the mass shooters come from high society. Majority of the mass shooters come from high society. You don't have no black children who are running up in schools from the ghetto that got this that come from the ghetto. They're not running up in schools committing no mass murders. That's not us. But those who live in affluent communities, those who live in the quote unquote middle class communities, even though there's no such thing as a middle class, but those who live in just under the wealthy tier of communities, these are the ones. These are the ones who are committing the mass shootings. But they don't have metal detectors in their school. But when you go to the hood, come to our community, they got all the metal detectors there. They got all the dogs there. They just locking down security. Even though we have no record. We have no record of committing any type of mass murders on school grounds. It makes no sense. And I don't understand that. And people are eating that up so much. I'm actually going to go live about that tonight. I might go live about that tonight. Because we have to understand and study the nature of those in which we live. What do I mean? I mean that we have to study the nature of those who we live with. Understand your own nature. Black people, that's not even our nature to behave that way. That's not. There are certain crimes indicative to black nature, like drug selling. We're gonna sell some drugs. Like that's what we do, because we're gonna make money. We gotta make money, right? So if you say that we was smuggling drugs in the school, that's something different, right? If you talk about us trafficking drugs, selling drugs, all of that kind of stuff, those are crimes, that are indicative of the black experience in America. Gang activity, things like that, we do that. But when you talk about mass shootings, you talking about going into movie theaters, going into nail salons, going into schools. We don't go into these places just to start shooting people, family. That's just not us. We don't do that type of stuff. We're not serial killers. Now, we've learned to kill from the bigger killer. I ain't gonna say the biggest, because the biggest killer is God himself. But after God, you got the Caucasian. And because the Caucasian reared us, we learn how to kill like him. So I can say we have learned how to kill like him. So now, where they're trying to beef up security at the schools already had police officers there. So what you gonna bring, the whole force? You gonna have a perimeter set up now, where children are now going to school in militarized environments? This is gonna be conducive for learning. So when my child show up for 4th grade, they're gonna see grown men with shields and semi-automatic weapons and riot gear and patrol cars and snipers at the school building to try to secure it. But this is going to be a place that is conducive for learning. I want you to hit me, because this is the ideology that's being tossed out there, and I'm not quite following it. Not quite following it. Because it makes no sense. So I'm asking you, family. So you can call in 678-719-2162. I want to hear your thoughts. 678-719-2162. I want to hear your thoughts, because this is very important. What are your ideas on gun control? What are your ideas on the narrative that the left is pushing? What are your ideas on the stance that the right, the conservatives, are standing firm in? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because the left is guns don't kill themselves without people. Excuse me, guns don't kill people without people. So if you tighten up on the gun laws, then people won't have access to these weapons. Well, the problem is we trying to figure out with the current gun laws how people got access to these weapons. Brother was 18 years old. Dude was 18 years old working at Wendy's, but he had access to 2 assault rifles, AR-15s, and can't nobody provide an explanation on how he got them. Because whether he went to the store, to the gun store, whether he went to any gun store and purchased them, or if he got them off the street, he had to pay for them. They ain't giving to him for free. He had to pay for them. So where did he get the money from? He don't make that kind of money at Wendy's. Where he get that money from? Unless you're going to tell me that he sat back and for months he saved up $2,000. If that's what you're going to say that he saved the money to go out and commit this crime. I mean, that's a possibility. An unlikely one, but it's a possibility. Okay, we got Memphis
unknown
in the
caller.
building. That's what I'm talking about.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Peace, family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Brother Hoya Muhammad out of Memphis, Tennessee, soldier.
How you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum salam, black man. Beautiful show, beautiful show.
Yes, sir. Thank
we
you,
are
brother.
We are witnessing, soldier, the unraveling of America.
Yes,
We're
sir.
looking at the unraveling right in our face. See, white folks, just like I commented on there, separation is the best and only solution. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he's going to force us into separation. And you're looking at 2 separate, the right and the left. But, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the worst one is the liberal. When you're talking about Biden, he's smiling in our face. And I want to give you some information. I don't know if you found out about it, but I think it was, if we get this right here. He said, Joe Biden, if I can pull this up, but this is, you won't believe this, but this is it. In response to the murder of 10 black people in Buffalo by a white supremacist, the U.S. House of Representatives, by a vote of 420 to 1, passed an anti-Jewish hate resolution because the murderer mentioned Jews in his manifesto. He mentioned Jews but murdered black people. Now you look a few months ago, it was the Asian hate thing. Black people never, for 400 years, been lynched, police murders, brutality. We haven't, they barely want you to get the PPE loans. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We're owed, like the minister said, we owe the whole damn country. But Allah, he's very tactical. I was telling Sister Ava, because I work with her on the separation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, he's tactical on how he's doing this. And what you played was very important, brother. He's going to have to whip us into it, because a lot of it, Minister, I was laughing one time. Minister Farrakhan player said, if God killed all white folks, Negroes will be mad at God. So, I'm serious. Yeah, he played it on his. He said Negroes would be mad at God. That's how damaged psychologically we are, and how much He's made us into Him.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be a process. Separation. Sister Ava says it's a process. But in this process, white folks got it. They got it. Most of them, they're part of separation. So, Donald Trump said the other day that we're going in a civil war.
Yes,
So
sir.
black folks got to see these two. You're not mentioning that war that's going to be here. We're going to not only we're going to be in the house 6 months to a year for a civil war here. So
Yes, sir.
white folks gonna fight white folks. They're ready to fight right now. You saw what happened January 6th. It's gonna be worse.
Yes, sir.
So all of this is a process, brother, for us. And the Minister Farrakhan has given us the cheat sheet, the keys. We got the 10,000 fearless. We got the separation. We got what is it? The 9 councils. We got all of this stuff set up because we're going to be the foremost in the Nation of Islam. All of our people are part of the nation. They may not be Muslims per se, but the nation, Honorable Elijah Muhammad say the nation is going to be righteous, whether you're Christian or Muslim.
Yes, sir.
So, but we're going to be the vanguard. So you keep up the good work, Brother King Cam. This is my first time calling in, and I said I had to call in. But our righteousness, family, will sustain us. We're going to see worse than this. We haven't even got to the calamity yet.
Nope.
So stock up. Stay in your class, and like I said, don't get to the door and turn away.
Yes,
So
sir.
stock up, listen to our minister. You keep up the good work, King Cam. Keep us with this information where the believers and our people can be informed, because we're gonna need these outlets like this. And I'm proud of your work. And this is Brother Hoyle Muhammad out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'll be on Elevated Places tomorrow with Sister Ava Muhammad. So inshallah, soon I'll be having something, and I'll be getting in touch with you, Brother King. Keep up your good work. You got a powerful show, so
Yes,
keep up.
sir. Thank
Assalamu
you.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Hoyle. Powerful, family. Hey, look. It's real. That's real. That's real, family. And I don't know why I was looking at this. I thought my comments weren't working. I thought y'all weren't rocking with me, man. Let's shout out to Sister Shirley Daniels in here. She said people better start homeschooling their children. People better start homeschooling their children. Shout out to Sister Menon in Love. That's the sister right there. She always tapped in. This is why we got to separate. Hold up. This is why we got to separate, family. BCB in the building. What's going on, BCB? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I won't check in the comments. I was too busy running my mouth. Not checking the comments, man. Look, Betty Martin said, who is telling the truth with your black man coming in your house? That's right. That's right, man. Shout out to Brother Hoyle for calling in, family. So come on. Who else want to call in? Give your thoughts. Who else want to call in and give their thoughts? Would love to hear from the rest of the family. No, I just seen it. I just seen it just now, Sister Minute. I just seen it just now, but I got you now. That's why I got the comments up here. So look, who would like to call up now and give their thoughts, their perspective? I would love to hear from you, family, on this Texas mass shooting. This Texas mass shooting comes a week after the Buffalo mass shooting. You know, America has the most mass shootings. I mean, I forget the numbers because the statistics are out there. America has the most. Matter of fact, I was just looking at it on somebody's page on Instagram. Let me see. Let me check. Let me see. Pull these statistics out real quick. Since y'all act like y'all don't want to use the phone. Somebody said they pulled up this information. School shootings since 2009. According to the most recent World Population Review stats, United States has 288. And second to them is Mexico. Well, guess what the number is? 8. America has 200 more school shootings than Mexico. That's a shame. That's a shame. But this is the time where we're living in. So who would like to call in, family? The number is 678-719-2162. The number is 678-719-2162. Who would like to call in, family, and give us your perspective on what you're seeing today, what you saw in the news, how you feeling about your children going to school, family? Because the Nation of Islam set up our own schools, not only because we're building a nation, but because we knew this time was coming. We knew this was coming down the pipe. So because we knew this was coming down the pipe, we had to set up our own schools so we would not have to deal with this. See, when you send your children to your own school, we got our own security mechanism set up. So you're not just going to walk up on our parking lot and set it off. You ain't even going to walk on our parking lot and set it off, let alone get to the front door, let alone go inside. It just ain't even going down like that. You'll be good and dead before you get to the inside of the school. Trust and believe. You'll be good and dead. Good and dead. Not just dead. You'll be good and dead. Nice. For sure. It'll be confirmed. Before you get to the door, to the inside of the building, it'll be confirmed. You'll be DOA. And you ain't even left the scene, you'll be DOA. See? Dead on scene, you'll be DOS. So we ain't even got time. We ain't even playing them type of games. Brother Hoyle know what I'm talking about. We ain't even playing them type of games. Because we have an enemy and we understand that. And we understand we at a time of war, and we understand that the woman and the children are special. And they are precious. And they must be protected. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said a righteous woman is more precious than silver and gold, brother. A righteous, virtuous woman is worth more than silver and gold. See? And she's worth killing for and killing over. So because we got women that work in the school and we got our children that's learning in the school, if you come up to our school acting crazy, then we got to handle business. We just got to handle business. We you know what I'm saying? You just know what it is. So, who else would like to call up, family? I know it's kind of late. I know it's late here on the East Coast. Maybe we got to start doing shows a little bit earlier. I was doing the shows earlier, like around 7 o'clock, but I wasn't having the engagement that I was getting later on in the evening. So now we do it later on in the evening. It's like y'all sleep. Y'all old. I thought my demographic was 35 to 40 something. Y'all 35 to 45. Y'all going to sleep. Like y'all old people or something. But it's okay. I understand. We got stuff to do in the morning. So I totally get it, family. But I appreciate Brother Hoyle for calling in and checking us out. And we will continue to have more call-in shows. I know some people want to say something, want to call in, right? Got something they want to say, but they might not want to get on the mic. I understand. I know how it go. I've suffered from that. Not called in because I didn't want to, say something wrong or whatever the case may be. So I know how it go. So as we do more call-in shows, you'll get more comfortable with actually calling in. Okay? As we do more call-in shows, you'll get more comfortable with calling in. So I appreciate you, family. It's been a good hour hanging out with the fam. Like my brother Tariq Nasheed say, chopping up some good game. That's what he said. Chopping up some good game. Chopping it up, family. Breaking down what's going on in our community and our culture, and bringing our perspective to the airwaves, bringing our perspective to the field, bringing our perspective to thousands and millions of people who are listening and who will be listening to this broadcast in the future. We are bringing that perspective because it's important, because media is a tool of war. And if we don't resist, if we don't fight back, if we don't put out our air across the airwaves, right? If we don't put across the airwaves our narrative, then only thing that the people will have to go on is what the enemy put out. If we don't put out our narrative, our perspective, our information, then the only thing the people will have to go on is what the enemy puts out. So we have to combat the enemy with our own information in the airwaves. Ain't that right, Brother Ray? That's how we got to do it. That's how we got to do it. So you got to support, right? So those who would like to be on the text on the text list for the community, for the podcast community, is scrolling across the bottom. You text the word podcast to 404-737-1030. Okay? Text the word podcast to 404-737-1030. If you would like to have your business advertised on the show, then you can email bookbrotherkingcam@gmail.com. If you would like to inquire about advertisement space on the show, you can email bookbrotherkingcam.com, and the email will be posted in the chat. Okay? The email will be posted in the chat. So you'll be able to inquire about that. Because that's another reason why we had these black platforms, or these platforms in general, so that we can advertise for black business. That's another reason. So we do have advertisement slots available on the show. If you would like to inquire about that, you can email bookbrotherkingcam@gmail.com, and let's go ahead and work together, family. All right? So this is a good show. I like this show. Y'all love to hear me talk, but I love to want to hear y'all talk. I love the two-way conversation, so I certainly appreciate it. And again, if you would like to be a part of the podcast community, you can text the word podcast to 404-737-1030. Thank you, Brother Terry. He said it was fire. He said it was fire. If you would like to be a part of the podcast community, text for a podcast to 404-737-1030. All right, family. So you can stay locked into what we're doing on the podcast, upcoming shows, just information when we're going live. I text out the link directly to this podcast show on my text list. So you want to be tapped in. Shout out to Leslie Love. Appreciate you, Leslie Love. Y'all going to be calling in next week. Next week when we do our show, it's going to be another call-in show. I'm giving y'all a heads up right now. So you won't get on the show next week and say you didn't know, that you waited for me to post it on social media somewhere and I didn't say it. I'm saying it right now. It's on wax now. It's on the tape. Next week is going to be a call-in show. Be prepared to speak. Okay? Be prepared to speak. Now, I don't mind speaking, but I also want to hear the feedback of the community. I want to hear what y'all got going on in y'all minds, what y'all looking at, you know, how you processing the information. It's very important for me, you know, very important for me. So thank you, Sister Love. I appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody that was tapped in. Like I said, advertising slots are available on the podcast. So email Book Brother King Cam if you have a black business, you got a product or service. If you want to send merchandise so that it can appear on the podcast episode, you can do that as well. But you do all of that through the email of bookbrotherkingcam@gmail.com. If you would like to pay for advertisement on the show, tap in. Let's get it. We want to promote. This is a black brand right here. It's called Spurgo Billionaire. Black owned, black operated. And most of the stuff that I have is going to be black owned. I try to support black owned as much as possible. You know, especially merchandise. Especially merchandise. So if I can find black owned t-shirts and all of that kind of stuff, I try to make sure I support. All right, family? So that's all I have for you all tonight. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I pray you was able to get something from this. I pray you heard something that was beneficial. As Brother Hoyle said, you want to continue to stock up on your foods because it ain't no food. If you go on my Instagram story, I show you, I was in the grocery store earlier. There's no food in there. There's places where they used to have cheese and juices and orange juice and all of that stuff. The whole middle is gone. The whole middle section is gone, family. Thank you, Brother Hoyle. I appreciate you, brother. It's a great show. Thank you, black man. Thank you, Sister Love. She said it was very beneficial. So, yeah, so we appreciate you all for tuning in. And make sure you spread the word. Don't come in next week by yourself. Send a link out. Once you get the link or you tap into the show, send the link out to somebody else that you know that may want to watch the show, that may could benefit from the show. Right? Don't come by yourself. So, Sister Love, next week, bring a guest. Brother Hoyle, next week bring a guest. I want to tap into Elevated Places. Here you gonna be on, brother. DM me the link. Brother Terry, come with a guest next week. You feel me? Bring somebody else to the podcast so they can get this information. And they got something else that's I'm gonna be doing for the family as well. For those who are interested in the Nation of Islam, who would like to be my guest on Friday nights. Okay, if you would like to be my guest on Friday nights, I'm starting to set up some stuff so we can have that for you, so you'll be able to tap in via Zoom. All right, you'll be able to tap in via Zoom. Okay, all right, Ray. So that's how we're gonna do that. So, Ray, don't come next week by yourself, brother. Bring somebody with you. All right, family, I pray that Allah continue to bless you with the light of understanding. And I leave you in the greeting words of peace that we say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum.
Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
You know. Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me, I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say. They see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Them back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them chains. Yeah. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still wanna think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made.